Alright, quick video view of what's going on here. So I've been excavating all this ground because there's a problem with this corner of the house kind of settling a little bit faster than the rest of it. There used to be a lot of vegetation here, roses, bushes, all kinds of stuff. And there's a lot of moisture here, a moisture problem actually in the crawl space. From the other side I can see a lot of moisture on the other side there, even under the plastic. So I've been excavating this to get to the footing of the foundation, which is this part here, and I'm going to use black goop, I'll show later, some special rubber, number 57 or whatever it is, for sealing it against the water. And then I've been getting rid of the stucco because vegetation, you know, was actually growing kind of underneath and up into it. And so to create some of the water runoff, what we're going to do is we're going to get this level at the wall kind of parallel to this walkway, because we're not going to be taking out the concrete on the walkway. And we're going to make like a slight slope from here down to here so that the water runs away from the house. So most of it is going to be accomplished with clay and soil, but we are going to build probably a 2-inch slab or so of concrete. I'm going to pour some concrete over here. And the reason I've been excavating a lot of this stuff is because my hunch was, and you know, since I was like already doing it kind of while you're in there, my hunch was that some of these sprinkler lines were you know, either busted at the joints or, you know, they're just old and cracked. So my hunch was actually correct. This sprinkler, which I already capped off but it was still leaking, this guy here, this guy here, they were all leaking, and then these valves, which is more of a problem. You can see this one is actually has some mold and rot on it on the outside because there's water constantly dripping out, and these are constantly under pressure. There's always a water supply to it, so the water comes in through that line up into the valve, and then when the valve, according to the schedule, says, hey, this sprinkler section needs to have water, it opens up and lets the water through into the line that then goes to the rest of the garden or the rest of the yard, and you know, those sprinklers that we see here. But this is constantly under water pressure and it's, you know, leaking water here. So we're gonna have to replace and replicate the system. This guy's from the air conditioner, we're gonna just leave alone. But I think I'm gonna cut that piece right there, or maybe right there, create a new joint and then recreate, you know, these 6 lines and buy new sprinkler valves, because I think these are just molded on there. Maybe they actually screw on, but I don't think I want to reuse these because these are old, they've seen better days. So taking a lot of time because this is actually really hard, compact clay, and it also has some rocks in it, so getting a shovel in there is actually really hard. And initially I didn't know where the lines were running, so I couldn't really use a shovel, so I was literally using like a screwdriver and a punch with a hammer just to hammer out little pieces and excavate it, taking a lot of time. But I'm raising, as you can see from by that board, I'm raising the line of the stucco upward so I can have concrete. When I pour the concrete, it's actually touching not the stucco but the actual foundation. On this corner, which is the most problematic one, I've actually gotten the stucco up high enough to where you can now start seeing the wood and the floor joists and all the support beams. So this is all going to get covered up and sealed up by that rubbery stuff. This guy we're probably just going to cut right here and cap it off. Same with that sprinkler, and then the same with this one. So we're basically going to be trying to create, well, and these lines are AC and some other wires. So we're basically going to try to create a slope from the house, away from the house toward the walkway, and also from that end down to this end, so that it meets up, you know, toward that tree over there. This concrete slab, this concrete slab on the patio is already sloping down this way and down that way. So we're going to try to figure out how to make them meet here and route the water that way. We are not currently doing anything with a French drain or anything like that. That would require excavating a lot more of this and actually routing the water out, all the way out to the yard, out to the back, I guess the front of the house, to where the garage is. Just not the project for it now. So maybe at some point later, but for now we just want to take care of this this area here, seal it up from the water. So that's kind of the update of where I am. Stucco is really hard, really thick. I have a couple punches here that I'm using. I was also using a screwdriver at some point. And I'm using like a wire brush and a regular brush, and I also had a little crowbar just to clean up the area before I seal it up. Obviously want to have this clean.